Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's so good to see you. I know that I said that there would be some changes on the channel, and this is one of them. I decided to make more useful videos for those of you who come through. And today, as you saw from the title, we are doing one of our little how-tos. If you want any more details, then of course I will go into them if you wish, and there are other videos on YouTube from other SL YouTubers, sloobers, that go into greater detail about this, but we're going to do some rudimentary things that basically fall under the heading of things I wish I knew when I started Second Life. And I'm going to do a short list of that also. So that'll be a video, a separate video than today. But I'm going to do something simple today. And I'm going to show you just how to res, how to move things, how to res and move furniture. Let's just type in couch. And you can see I have a lot of couches. So let's, oh yeah, let's do this one. This is from plastic. We're going to pull the Lavella collection couch. And you're going to click it with your left button. And you're going to drag it to the ground. Just like that. You're going to left click. And once you've got it pulled out of your inventory, you'll see it's just sitting there. Now in this case, it's kind of floating above our surface. And we're going to now right click with our mouse or with your keypad, you know. And you're going to click edit. I know you can't see my mouse, you can't see that, but you can see it kind of highlighting there. So if I click this little if I click this triangle, it will give me a grid. Now this is something that builders use so that they can follow certain lines and things like that. You're going to have a very difficult time working with this. This is an advanced thing. If you just want to move your item, are going to click the arrows. You see if I click this red arrow, and it'll move back and forth. If I click the green arrow, it moves forward and backward rather than side to side like the red. And if I use the blue arrow, it goes up and down. So we're going to set this so that the shadow still shows. And you can see you can easily slide it back and forth if we just use these wonderful arrows. Now, if you look here at your little edit pane, you'll see that it says move, and that's what we're using now. That is going to be the default directional movement that you get when you click this, when you click to edit. We can also rotate it. So I'm going to click rotate, and now we can rotate it. And it's the same as the arrows, except it's a rotational thing. If I click the green, it will move back and forth. If I click the red, it'll move side to side, and of course blue moves it around. Now, one thing you have to be careful of is not to randomly hit this, because it can go in many different directions that you won't want it to go. So there you go. You can easily move this in any direction. Now that we've done that, we can stretch this item. That's our next designation on the menu. We can make this. Now, let me say that not every item can be stretched. Not every item can be stretched. This is just one that happens to be something that you can. And you see what happened there? I was using this item here, and as I stretched, it went over to this. That will happen. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But, as you can see, we can make this thing as big as we wish. And you can also see that the land impact raised greatly to 21. And we're going to shrink this back down. And you see it's down to 14, 12, and that's as small as it goes. Back down to 11 land impact. Now this is a mesh item, so this is what happens with mesh. Usually, I would say 98% of the time. I do have a couple of mesh items that I was able to stretch that did not go up in land impact, which was amazing. But normally, traditionally, it will go up. Our next designation is select face. Now, this is for texturing. This is to change the color / texture on any item that you might be able to do that. We want to rotate it and we want to set it. So we're going to click rotate. We're then going to click move again. And then we're going to back this up. Let's say we just want it up against the wall. Let's say that we just want to have a nice sofa against the wall. We just can pull it all the way back. And you know, sometimes you do want to pull out and do something so that you can get a better view, especially if you're outside, you're doing some landscaping. It's oftentimes a great thing to be able to see far away so you can see the layout of what you've done. So we're going to leave that there. And yeah, we've got it sitting on the floor finally. We've got it recolored, a deeper color, deeper, richer color, and we're ready to go. And we'll do that again and again and again until we have an entire room of wonderful things sitting out. And we can do that again. Go into our inventory with a left click, pull out, let it go, wait on it to res, right click, edit, rotate, orb move, now, again, we'll do that again and again until we get our entire room done. Alright, not too far, Celena. Alright, now we're going to turn this one. And, alright, it's perfect. It is perfection. What do we do last? We go under our movement buttons here. We go under the movement buttons. We go under the general object features, texture, and content. We go under this menu and we go over to objects. When we get done moving and setting our object wherever it is we want it to be, it's all about making sure it doesn't float. Now you'll see some designations here: locked, physical, temporary, and phantom. If you want to be able to walk through your item, you're going to set it to phantom, and then you're going to lock it. And as you can see, our colored bands, our pretty colored directional bands, are gone. We're still highlighted because we're still in the edit menu though. We are going to now just let it go because it is where it needs to be, and it won't move, it won't float, it won't settle in other places where we didn't sit it. And in Second Life, it is a possibility. The best thing for you to do when you finish setting a piece of furniture or anything is to lock it in place so it doesn't move. Now, say we don't want our item to be able to be walked through. As a matter of fact, let me show you that it can be. You can walk right through it now. And as you can see, it still has its menu intact. If I click this, I will sit. It will give me my menu with no problem. Now, again, let's say we don't want to be able to walk through this. We don't necessarily want to set it to physical unless we are building something and it needs to be set that way. There are many tutorials on why you would want to set an item to physical. Usually it's a person, a tree, an animal that you want to set to physical, not necessarily furniture. But the normal designations for furniture, for moving things like this, are phantom and just locked. And the reason for that is that, as you can see, now I can walk over it. I can't walk through it without the fact that it is an actual piece of furniture. So, I can't walk through it anymore now that it's not set to phantom. It's perfect where it is. I'm done with it, and I'm going to lock this in place. And as you can see, it prevents object from being moved or deleted, frequently useful during building to avoid unintended edits. Now, that is a great tip, that is a great hint, because that is the part 2, 3, 4, maybe, of moving furniture, is that if you don't lock it, when you go to lay something else down, there is that potential for you to pick something up and delete it that you didn't intend to delete. So you do want to lock every item that you put down after you've finished. And that's really it. That is really it. The same thing goes and rings true for when you are buying something in a box that you put on. You res it out the same exact way, but the only difference is that when you click the box, it'll say open, and you'll open it. That's the only difference. It'll ask you if you want to copy it to your inventory, and you will do so, and then it'll be in your inventory. That's the only difference. So, I hope that this has been a informative video. As you can see, it's not a very long video, but it's not a lot required to editing. You just have to get used to it and really just take your time with it. It took me years of doing many different houses to kind of become, for this to kind of become like second hat, you know, no big deal for me. And it will do the same for you the more you do it. Might I suggest that if you really want to practice this, that you go to some sandbox first. If you don't have an empty piece of land that you don't, that you do mind messing up, maybe. If you have any questions, put them down below. You know, I'll answer back within 24 hours. Thank you so much to those of you who have stuck with me throughout the changes on the channel. I am so appreciative, so happy, and I know that a lot of people miss the shopping, but like I said, I feel like I need to give you something more useful, and this will certainly help you after you've gotten done shopping. All right. I hope that your week is going fantastically and that you are living your best second life. I will see all of you very, very soon. I have no idea what the next video is. Oh, yes, I do. I just told a story. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Another one of those how-tos, another one of these I wish I knew type videos are coming up next. And yeah, I love y'all. I'll see you soon. Bye. Mwah.